Hey everyone, your SSLC science exam is just around the corner, right? I know, it can feel like a lot, but hey, don't sweat it. We're going to power through some of the biggest concepts in this quick explainer, and by the end, you're going to feel way more confident and ready to go.
So I bet a lot of you have seen this revision sheet floating around, and for good reason. It's absolutely packed with must-know info. Our job today? Let's bring this thing to life. We're going to break down all the key points, make them super easy to remember, and make sure you really get what's going on. You ready? Let's do this.
Okay, here's our game plan. We're kicking things off with some physics, all about electricity. Then we'll switch gears to chemistry and check out chemical reactions. And to wrap it all up, we'll dive into the amazing world of biology and reproduction. Sound good?
First up, electricity. To really get how circuits work, you've got to know the tools. This whole section is about the gear we use to measure, control, and, keep the flow of electricity safe.
All right, first tool, the ammeter. Just think of this thing as a traffic counter, but for electrons. It's literally measuring how much current, how many electrons are flowing past a certain point. And to count all that traffic, it has to be part of the road, right? That's the key. It's always connected in series, smack in the middle of the path it's measuring. Now, the voltmeter is a little different. Unlike the ammeter that's in the flow, the voltmeter measures the energy drop, or voltage, between 2 points. The waterfall analogy is perfect. You wouldn't stick your measuring tape in the water, right? No, you'd put it alongside the waterfall to see how far the water drops. And it's the exact same idea here. A voltmeter is always connected in parallel, right alongside whatever you're measuring. Rheostat. Okay, this word sounds kind of technical, but trust me, you already know how this works. It's basically a dimmer switch for a light, or the speed control on your fan. When you turn that knob, what are you doing? You're changing the resistance, and more resistance means less current can get through. So the light gets dimmer, the fan slows down, and you did all that without ever messing with the main power outlet. That's a rheostat. And then we have the fuse. Think of it as a circuit's personal bodyguard. Its job is super simple, but absolutely crucial: protection. If the current suddenly surges to a dangerous level, there's a tiny wire inside the fuse that's designed to just melt. And poof, the circuit breaks, the electricity stops flowing, and your expensive appliances are saved from getting fried. Pretty neat, huh?
All right, we've talked about the flow of electrons. Now let's switch things up and talk about the flow of, matter itself. We're jumping into the world of chemical reactions. This is all about how stuff transforms, rearranges, and, super important, how it deals with energy.
Okay, this one's a classic, and I've got a trick so you'll never get them mixed up. For exothermic, think heat exits. It's giving off heat, getting hot, like a campfire. Got it? Now for endothermic, think heat goes endo or enters. It absorbs heat from its surroundings and feels cold, just like one of those instant cold packs used for injuries. So remember, exo exit, endo enter. Easy. Next up, the displacement reaction. The best way to picture this is like a scene at a school dance. You have a couple dancing, and then a more reactive, let's say more popular dancer, comes along, taps the less reactive one on the shoulder, and says, "Mind if I cut in?" The more reactive element literally displaces or kicks out the less reactive one from its compound. It's a total switcheroo. So if single displacement is one person cutting in, what's a double displacement reaction? Well, this is like two couples on the dance floor deciding to swap partners at the exact same time. The ions from the two different compounds just switch places. It's not a takeover, it's a mutual exchange, a partner swap. And this table just lays it out so perfectly. Look, on one side, you've got displacement. One strong element comes in and pushes another one out. Simple. But on the other side, double displacement. It's a two-way street, an exchange of ions between two compounds. Seeing them side by side like this makes the difference totally clear. Okay, last section. We've gone from circuits to chemical reactions, and now we're diving into the absolute wonder of biology. We're talking about maybe the most fundamental process of all: how life, makes more life. So, asexual reproduction. What's the big idea here? It's all about reproduction with just one parent. That's the main thing to remember. There's no mixing of male and female cells, or gametes. And because of that, the offspring is basically a perfect copy, a clone of the parent. It's a super efficient, super fast way to multiply. Fission is probably the most basic way this happens. Just picture a single-celled critter like an amoeba. It just eats, grows bigger, and then it literally splits right down the middle into two brand new, identical amoebas. That's it. Reproduction by just dividing. And fission is just the beginning. Nature has come up with so many clever ways to do this. You've got budding, fission, fragmentation, regeneration, even vegetative propagation and spore formation. Let's just take a closer look at a couple of these. Vegetative propagation. This is one you've probably seen, maybe even done yourself in a garden. You know how you can take a small cutting from a rose or a guava plant, stick it in the soil, and a whole new plant grows? That is vegetative propagation. You're not using a seed, you're using a piece of the parent plant, a stem, a root, a leaf, to grow a brand new one. And then there's regeneration, which is honestly just mind-blowing. Take an organism like a planaria, which is a type of flatworm. It has this incredible superpower. If you cut it into pieces, each one of those pieces can regrow into a whole new, complete worm. It's not just healing, it's a way of reproducing. Just amazing, right?
And that's a wrap on our super fast revision. We've hit electricity, chemistry, and biology. So here's my challenge to you. As you go through your day, just look around. Where do you see this stuff? The light switch, the vinegar and baking soda you use for cleaning, the plants in your garden? Science isn't just in your textbook, it is literally everywhere. You've got this. Good luck on your exams.